Hi there, welcome back. In the last video, we prepared a new game project. In this video, we will draw the graphics for that game. We will define the graphics symbol in Adobe Flash. Then, we will proceed by drawing the static graphics for the avatar and platforms. After that, we will create running and jumping animation for the avatar. At last, we will export the graphics and animation to the Create.js graphics script, which we will use directly in our game. Just like the Count game, if you don't have Adobe Flash, you can find the exported graphics.js file from the code bundle. Create.js also provides a bitmap animation approach by its Sprite Sheet class. In the last game, we created all the graphics in Adobe Animate. In this game, we will use pixel art drawings for our game graphics. This is one of the drawing styles that make the game look like an 80s or 90s game. We are now assuming that the game artist has drawn the graphics as shown on the screen. There's the platform, the hero, coin, an obstacle, and a background. You can find these images in the code bundle. The hero, coin, and obstacle have more than one frame of graphic. They are in a sequence that plays as an animation. Since all the graphics are ready, you can create the Sprite Sheet graphics with the PNG sequence in JavaScript directly. The Sprite Sheet class documentation has provided examples on how to set up the frames in Create.js code. If you have Adobe Animate installed, the easier way is to import the individual images into the software and configure the animation visually. Let's open Adobe Animate. Create a new document in HTML5 canvas format. We set the dimensions to 480 pixels width and 320 pixels height. Create a new symbol named background. Inside the background symbol, navigate to File, Import, Import to Stage. Then, select the static background image file. Adobe Animate places the image in the first frame of the symbol. So make sure you set the position of the image to 0x and 0y. Next, you have to follow the same approach to create a new symbol named platform. Import the platform image to the stage, and make sure that the position is at 0x and 0y. Then, we create a new symbol named obstacle. Inside the symbol, we import the first obstacle image to the stage. The Adobe Animate software prompts a dialog asking if we want to import the image sequence as an animation. We choose Yes, and then we can see that 2 frames are created with 2 images. This happens when the imported image has the same file name and a numeric sequence at the end of the files. Otherwise, we need to create a new blank frame and import the image files one by one to create the timeline animation. The images are placed at 0x and 0y by default if imported as an image sequence. Next, we create a new symbol named coin. Inside the symbol, we import the first image of the coin to the stage. Just like the case of the obstacle symbol, the software asks if we want to import the image files as an animation sequence. We choose Yes. This is a coin flipping animation. If we check the 3 imported frames of animation, we see that something is not quite correct yet. When the last frame is displayed, the animation automatically plays the first frame again. We need a middle state between the 3rd frame and the 1st frame. So, we create a blank frame at the 4th frame. We copy the image in the 2nd frame and paste it in the 4th frame by using Edit, Paste in Place. Also, the flipping animation is a little fast now. We can make it slower by adding a frame between the key frames. Right-click on each frame and choose Insert Frame, or press F5 on the keyboard. The more frames between keyframes, the slower the animation plays. In this coin symbol, 1 extra frame for each keyframe is enough. Next, we create the hero animation. Insert a new symbol named hero. Import the first hero animation, and then choose to import the sequence also. There are 4 total frames of the hero graphics. We want to reuse the first frame as the jumping graphic. We can do that by adding a blank frame as the fifth frame. Then we copy the image in the first frame to the fifth frame, and make sure that we select Paste in place. We can put multiple animations into the same timeline in Adobe Animate and Create.js. We want to distinguish the run animation and the jump animation. We can do that by creating a new layer in the timeline. Select the first frame. In the Property panel, give the frame a name, Run. In the fifth frame of the new layer, right-click and choose Insert Blank Keyframe. Give this keyframe a name, Jump. In the Property panel, we want the running and jumping animation playback loops themselves, so that the running animation won't show frames in the jumping and the jump animation won't show frames in the running. We can do that by adding a one-line script. In the last frame of the run animation, that is, one previous frame before the jump animation, we create a blank keyframe. We select that keyframe and open the Actions panel in Window, Actions. Or press F9 on the keyboard, input this.goto and play bracket quotes run quotes bracket semicolon in the window. This tells the animation to go to the frame named Run and play there. So this creates a loop of running animation. In the jump animation, we add one frame at the end of the timeline. After the frame named Jump, at that frame, we input this.goto and play bracket quotes jump quotes close bracket, so that the jump animation will loop itself. Next, we want to test our animation before exporting it. We can place each game element on the stage. We drag the background from the library panel to the stage. Then we drag the platform, hero, obstacle, and coin. When the elements are on the stage, hit Ctrl and Enter, or Command and Enter on Mac to preview the animation. When everything looks good, we use Publish tool to export the animation into Create.js JavaScript file. Please note that you may need to empty the browser cache after you have made changes to the Adobe Animate document and preview again. Otherwise, the browser would most likely just use an old exported JavaScript file. Before exporting the graphics, we define the linkage name for the symbols, which we can refer to in the JavaScript, in order to make it clearer that these are only the graphics of the game elements. We name the linkage names Background Graphic, Coin Graphic, Hero Graphic, Obstacle Graphic, and Platform Graphic. Later in our code, we will have a hero class, which will contain both this hero graphic and the related gameplay logic. So we don't want to make these names confusing. Let's configure the publish setting. Under File, Publish Settings, we name the output file rush-game-graphics.js. Since we have added pixel art images into the document, we will have image files in the exporting process. By default, Adobe Animate combines the images we used into a sprite sheet. Click on Publish. The file will be exported to the same directory of the Adobe Animate document. Then we copy the images folder into the project folder and the rush-game-graphics.js file into the scripts folder. Let's also open the index.html file and include the rush-game-graphics.js file before including our game-es6.js file. We've just created the Put Pixel Arts style game graphics into Create.js animation. We will be able to use the graphics and play the animation in JavaScript in Canvas. In the next video, we will move on to the code editor and start implementing our game logic by first creating a GameObject class.